I need you to imagine two neighbors. They live on the same street, the same house, the same mortgage, the same interest rate. 20 years from now, one of them owns their home outright and the other still owes the bank hundreds of thousands of dollars. The crazy part here is neither of them refinanced, neither of them got a huge raise, neither of them won the lottery. They both had access to the exact same mortgage. One person just knew something the other didn't. And that one decision, it changed everything for them. Let's go. Before we dive in, I want to make one thing crystal clear. None of this requires you to refinance your mortgage. None of this requires you to break your mortgage and pay a penalty. None of it requires you to do anything complicated or dramatic. Everything I'm about to walk you through, it's already sitting inside of your existing mortgage commitment. Your lender built these privileges in because they're legally required to in Canada. They're just counting on the fact that you won't actually use them. Most people, they don't. And that's exactly why most people are still paying off their mortgage well into their 50s and 60s when they don't have to be. So there's three levers. Let's start with lever number one. And this one's my favorite because it costs you absolutely nothing extra. Switch to accelerated weekly payments. Now I know what you're thinking, Scott, I'm already on bi-weekly. Isn't that basically the same thing? Technically, no. And this is one of the most common misconceptions that I run into as a broker. There is a critical difference between regular biweekly payments and accelerated biweekly payments. And if you don't know which one you're on right now, you need to go find out today. And here's how to check. Go find your original mortgage documents or just pull up a mortgage calculator online. Figure out what your monthly payment is. Now divide that number by 2. If your current biweekly payment is exactly half of your monthly payment, you're accelerated. If it's a little less than that, you're not. For weekly payments, same concept. Divide your monthly payment by 4. If your weekly payment is exactly 1/4 of your monthly payment, it's accelerated. If it's slightly less, it's not. Now, why does this matter so much? Because regular biweekly payments just split your monthly payment in half and collect twice a month. You end up making the exact same total payments every year. There's no benefit. Accelerated payments, they work a bit differently because of the way the calendar works. 52 weeks in a year and 26 biweekly periods, you end up making the equivalent of one extra monthly payment every single year without ever really noticing it. That one extra payment, it goes entirely to your principal. And on a standard 25-year AM, that one simple tweak, it knocks anywhere from 3 to 4 years off of your mortgage right out of the gate. 3 to 4 years for free, just by changing how your existing payments are structured. Now, here's why I personally push my clients towards weekly over bi-weekly. And it's not just about the math. Weekly payments, they're kind of easier to manage. When you're making one larger payment twice a month, it can feel like a big chunk leaving your account. But when you're on a weekly, it's a smaller number every Friday and it just blends into your financial rhythm. It feels more manageable, which means you're less likely to stress about it and more likely to stick with the other two strategies that I'm about to show you. So step 1, call your lender this week, confirm you're on accelerated weekly payments. And if you're not, ask them to switch. It takes one phone call, about 5 to 10 minutes, and that's lever 1 done. Now let's talk about lever 2, and this is where the real compounding it starts. Every year, increase your mortgage payment. Almost every Canadian mortgage, fixed or variable, comes with something called a prepayment privilege. One of those privileges is the ability to increase your regular mortgage payment, usually somewhere between 10 to 15% and 100% of your original payment amount. Depending on your lender, most people have never even looked at this section of the mortgage commitment. Here's what I recommend. Every single year on your mortgage anniversary, increase your payment by 5 to 10%. That's it. Small, consistent, and compounding. Let me give you an example of what this actually looks like. Say you start with a $2,000 monthly payment. You increase it by 5% in year 1. Now you're at $2,100. 5% again year 2, $2,205. Year 3, $2,315. Now here's the thing most people don't realize. That extra $315 a month isn't just saving you $315 worth of mortgage, because every extra dollar you pay, it goes directly to your principal. It reduces the balance that of the interest is being calculated on. Less principal means less interest accruing every single month. Less interest means more of your next regular payment goes to principal. And then it just snowballs. The impact accelerates over time in a way that the raw numbers, they don't fully capture until you see your amortization schedule 3 or 4 years in and you realize how far ahead you are. Now, I want to be honest with you here. You have to be thoughtful about this. Don't increase your payments so aggressively that you're stretching yourself thin. The goal, it's not to be house poor. The goal is to find a number that's slightly uncomfortable, but completely sustainable. 5%, it's a great starting point for most people. And here's what I've seen over and over again with clients. They make the increase, they feel it for about 30 days, and then it just becomes the new acceptable normal. 90 days later, they've completely forgotten their payment went up. It's like a pay raise you give yourself that goes straight to building your net worth instead of your lifestyle. And that's the mindset shift I want you to make here. This isn't just about paying off debt. This is about using your mortgage as a wealth building tool. Every single dollar of your principal that you pay down is equity in your home. That's your net worth growing. And the faster you build it, the more financial options you're going to have, whether that's refinancing to invest, accessing a HELOC, or just owning your home outright years ahead of schedule. Lever number 2, increase your payment by 5 to 10% every year, starting at your next mortgage anniversary. Set a reminder in your phone right now. Okay, lever 3, and this one's the most powerful of the 3, and it's almost never used. Lump sum payments. Every Canadian mortgage comes with the right to make a lump sum payment, a one-time extra payment directly to your principal once a year without any penalty. The limit is somewhere between 15 and 20%. Some lenders have 10. Some lenders let you do this at any time throughout the year. The shitty lenders do it once a year. Others require you to do it bi-monthly or monthly. Either way, this privilege is sitting in your mortgage agreement in some capacity, and the majority of Canadians have never once used it. Let's talk about what it does when you do. If you take a standard 25-year mortgage and use your full 20% lump sum prepayment privilege every single year, your mortgage is paid off in 4.2 years. Now, most people aren't going to do a 20% a year, so let's work backwards and look at what a more realistic number is, what it'll do. 10% per year. Your mortgage is paid off in 7.2 years. 5% is 11 years. 2.5% per year is 15 years. I want you to sit with that last one for a second. A 2.5% lump sum once a year takes a 25-year mortgage down to 15. On a $500K mortgage, 2.5% is $12,500. On a $400K mortgage, that's $10,000. Now, where does that money come from? Like, where am I supposed to find it? Well, you have your tax refund, your RRSP refund, a bonus at work, a side hustle, a year-end gift, whatever windfall hits your account that you would otherwise just absorb into your spending. You apply that to your mortgage instead, once a year, and that's it. And you just turned a 25-year mortgage into a 15-year mortgage. 10 years of your life back. 10 years of interest payments gone. 10 years faster to financial freedom. I don't think most people truly understand how significant that is until they actually run their own numbers and see it. It's not about deprivation. It's not about giving up your life. It's about being intentional with the money that was already coming your way and pointing it in the right direction. Now, here's something I also want to cover because it's relevant, I think, especially if you're thinking about using all 3 of these strategies aggressively. One product worth knowing about, and I'm not here to sell you on any specific lender, but the concept of a readvanceable mortgage it's worth understanding. Some lenders offer a structure where as you pay down your mortgage principal, a line of credit automatically becomes available to you for that same amount, dollar for dollar. So as you accelerate your pay down, you're building a growing pool of accessible credit behind you as a safety net. If you go too aggressively with your payments and you end up in a tight spot one month, that line of credit, it's there. This is actually what I wish I'd set up in my own situation years ago when I got a little too aggressive with my own mortgage payments and found myself in a pickle. Having that backstop changes the psychology of paying down faster because you can be more aggressively when you know you have a cushion. Worth asking your broker or lender whether your mortgage qualifies or whether you can restructure to access something similar. Okay, let's bring all 3 of these together because this is the part that most people miss. Each of these 3 strategies work on its own. Accelerated payments alone, 3 to 4 years off your mortgage, annual payment increase alone, potentially another 5 to 10 years depending on how consistent you are. Lump sum payments alone, up to 10 years off of your mortgage with modest contributions. But when you stack all 3, you're attacking your mortgage from every single angle simultaneously. Every extra dollar hitting your principal reduces the balance of interest that's calculated. Less interest means more of your next payment goes to principal. More principal paid means even less interest next month. It compounds and it compounds fast. A 25-year mortgage managed this way with all 3 levers can realistically become a 10 to 13-year mortgage. Not because you did anything extreme, not because you got lucky with the market, but because you used the tools that were already sitting inside of your mortgage commitment and you used them consistently and effectively. This is the difference between people who spend their entire working lives paying off a mortgage, and people who own their home outright in their 40s and spend the rest of their career building wealth instead of servicing debt. And I want that second outcome for every single person watching this. Look, I talk a lot on this channel about mortgages as a wealth building tool, and I mean that. Most people see their mortgage as a necessary evil, a debt they have to carry until they're 65. But the people who build real financial freedom through real estate see it differently. They see it as a system that they can control, a machine with levers that they can adjust, and they are intentional about how they pull those levers every single month or year. That's what I want you to walk away with from this video. Not just 3 tips, but a new way of looking at what your mortgage actually is. It's a tool. You're in control of how fast or slow it moves. If you want help figuring out how these apply to your specific mortgage, book a call with me at chatwithscott.ca. I'll run the numbers with you together. And when you're done with this one, go check out my last video where I explain the impact of the latest Bank of Canada announcement and what it means for homeowners moving forward. I'll see you there.